So hello and welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. We're live here from the Full Speed Event Studio. We're juggling a few things simultaneously, which always makes life a little bit fun. Yes, it is the run down to Christmas. Yes, it is the run into the festive period. I'm fully embracing it this year. As you can see, I've got my Bike Ninja t-shirt in celebration of the years of working with Bike Ninja. And, of course, can't be anything without snowmen, of course. Now, it is December. It is the OTE month here on the Chaingang. So we are going to wrap up what is the run into Christmas with a special today. It is the Crit City. Now, going to have to do a little bit of a back calculation here because we are literally going to adjust this as we go. Russ has made an executive decision, and you'll see it on your screens now, that we are going to have a total of 24 laps, and that means that if we take 1.9 off this is going to be at should be 2k off this, so it's going to be 47.4, I think it should be, so 47.4k. And that means that we are going to have a warm down to the Blue Banner of 1 lap. So this is literally hot off the presses from Russ. You can tell I'm doing several things at once here. So we are now hot off the presses from Russ. We have got 24 laps. It's leading 1.8k. It's 24 laps of 1.9k, which should then mean we're going to finish about 47.4k into the ride. But the key thing is we finish at 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go will be on the boards the time when we get in there. This should be very much fun. We're on 23 seconds to go. We're on downtown Dolphin. It's a Chaingang with Russ leading. I'm on the mic. It's Donny Cycling Full Speed Events. For once more, before we go into the Christmas period, we are running right the way between Christmas and New Year as well. But it's time to hit the roads. The riders are getting lined up, ready to go. And I don't think this is going to be particularly long until the riders hit the roads. So here we go. The riders are making their way out of the pens. We are going to jump in with Russ. He's already on his way out of town. Here we go. So at the moment, we are on our way out of town, heading out on the Donny Chaingang on Zwift. So it's live here at the moment. We're following Russ as we make our way out and through. And the riders just leaving the circuit. Good to see we've got quite a few riders on board. So we have a lap board indicator on the side. That lap board will tell us how many laps are on the way to go. Remember, this is not a full lap. This is before the 24 laps start. So really important to make sure that you know how many laps are to go. Now, big group of riders, key in this if you're a new rider. We do have a few on there. It is really, really key. Make sure that you keep an eye on the right-hand side of your screens, and you'll see that we have the riders tucked in nice and tightly. Quick reminder, this is 24 laps of the circuit in full. At the moment, we are still on our leading in towards the start of the very first lap. So you will, when it shows 1 lap, you're going to be nearly 2 to go. Already on the board because we start just after the line. We've got some new riders, we've got some existing riders. One of our new riders already sitting in nice and snugly at the moment. This is Tim Ellsworth-Martin from Full Speed Events. We've roped in the back room staff in here. So let's see how he gets on today, whether he can hold the wheels, whether he's got the power to stay with them. One of our new riders, going to try and work to a few of the new riders today. We have some of our existing riders in as well. Key thing to remember here, stay with yellow. This is the only climb on the circuit of downtown Dolphin. It is a very simple circuit today. Let's show you the circuit as we make our way in and around. This is your downtown Dolphin circuit. We're currently going up the yellow ramp at the moment. that takes us up from the lower levels on to the upper levels. It does climb slightly as you come around the right-hand turn, which is where we are at the moment. Then we're going to take that tight right in a minute, and that will take us round and back down again. So a quick reminder for everybody. You have a warm down to the end of this. It will take you in and through. Quick reminder, it is 24 laps to go. Key today, keep an eye on where the riders are on the way through. Looks like Russ just feeling the pressure just dropping off the back of the group a little bit at the moment on that climb. Very easy for it to break up. We've got Mr. Parsons on board, Mr. Ridley, aka Alan Parsons, jumping on board. Gary Parish Plunkett. We've got Mike Killingsworth on here. Just taking a little bit of a check as we come in and around. I think Sonia Inslee taking the fastest female up the climb at the moment. And Sonia that we're in with the group just stringing as you'd expect as it goes up over the top at the moment. This English who is distance, you've got to keep really close. The closer you can keep, the less likely you are to be distanced out. A quick reminder that there is a late join for 30 minutes. So there's a 30-minute late join. Alfie Knott just holding the back of the group, holding the back of the group as they come in. They're going to be taking a tight left very shortly. And the riders at the moment on the way down. So we now have 24 laps to go. Remember, that is 23 laps to the mark point. Now, as they go in and through, that number board is absolutely key. Remember, we will finish at 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. So the group at the moment just rolling around quite nicely. Just jumping with John Gale here. Now, just under 2 watts per kilo. John Woodbridge just squeezing up a little bit here on the right-hand side here to watts per kilo. Harry Hudson is on board today. There's some big hitters here today. So Harry Hudson in here. We've got the one and only Pete Drabble. This is a man to watch. So Pete is in with that Train Sharp jersey. He's going to be centre of our screen at the moment. Blue Tron bike, the hot favourite for tonight, given his performances so far, but that doesn't mean he'll be able to make it count on the way through. Mick Hawkins nicely in here as well. Just going to keep a look. Keith Richardson on board. Keith had the pleasure of riding with Keith on the Tuesday members only ride. Now another man to watch out for, Greg Booker. Greg in here in the Train Sharp jersey as well. Maybe they're going to do a little bit of team tactics as they make their way up and over. We will see. So Neil, Crosscast, late join. So will your laps be right? Don't know, Neil. We will tell you when you get to the line. Greg at the moment just on the front of the group as it makes its way up. You can see the map rotating around. A couple of people just distanced off the back. So we'll do a check as we go over the line next time. And Neil can let us know whether if you have a late join, it tells you the correct number of laps to go or not. Be very interesting. Never had to try that. Now, another of our fast riders in here. I'm sure I've just seen Isaac Oliver in here. I'm going to get to him one way or another. He is tucked in here. Faster lap that time round. Just kind of mount the back, just sorting some sensors out. Sensors, not census. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a run down through here. Looks like Mark Chamberlain just on the back of the group, just squeezing back in towards the back. Mark, one of the people who helped make the Chaingang happen, just latching on, going past the word of Simon Oxenham. Looks like Chris Canham at the back here, just sorting it out. So let's have a little bit of a check. We're heading down in towards the line. We're going to try and make our way somewhere near the front here, just in with Lisa Elliott at the moment. That we are attempting, this is not the easiest thing in the world to do today, given the volume of riders, to get somewhere near the very front of the group. So don't wait, it's going to be spinning. We're going to try and get up near the lap board to try and get a little view where our riders are. It should be on the top of your screen. It should also come up on the right hand side as we come down. So, the official lap board for everybody who's been here from the start says 23 laps to go. So if you've got 23 in there, we're going to finish on 1 lap to go. So it's going to be 1 lap to go is when we're going to finish. The orange lap board to the right-hand side is key, so it's 22 to the finish now. If you're counting them, good luck on the way through. It's been nice knowing you. You're not going to be with us at the end. You're never going to be able to keep your mind together for all that. Just keeping a little bit of a check. This group looking pretty much on there. So 1 lap down, plenty more to go. It's going to, no doubt, speed its way up. Just taking a look, looks like Ryan Crawley just drifting off the back here. I think this is a bit of a leg stretch from Ryan, one of our regular riders on the Donny Chaingang, one of our regular fast riders. Fully expect to see him coming shooting on his way up towards the front. And a quick reminder, remember we're going to finish at 1 lap to go. We will finish at 1 lap to go. So we're here on the Chaingang. We're just watching Ryan Crawley come back in. Looks like he's made it no problems at all. No surprises there. Harry Hudson nicely tucked into the group. I think this is going to be very, very interesting as they make the way out round. Currently the message board nice and busy as you would expect. Mark Chamberlain done it 45 minutes, so he's going to need the rest of the extra cyclists. Well, we will see. And I think Mark Chamberlain counts as a proper cyclist. That's for sure, not just somebody who rides a bike. Interesting to see we've got Zach Hutchison in here. Not going to be the easiest of courses for a lightweight rider like Zach. Lightweight in terms of body mass, not lightweight in terms of power. And somebody who's got a big, fearsome kick. Got to be watched for a long breakaway. Definitely a known entity, though. Will it be one for Gareth Mason? Is Mason back on good enough form? Good to see Gareth in here. So Gareth just tucked dead centre on the screen. Very difficult actually to get a view of our riders. He's just in the yellow, just trying to weave his way in and out. We're going to go up above. It's just the top right-hand side. So if you imagine at 2 o'clock on a clock face, and that's going to be Mason. Mason with a monstrous kick. The speed picking up, just getting quicker and quicker. You can tell that by the times coming through. Good to have Neil on here. Now I'm going to plug this big and loud. We have, it's not just me getting in the spirit of Christmas with our with my 2 snowmen on my head. It is also the Crosscast. The latest episode of the Crosscast is out. It is only a week since the last one. I know. We've been busy. But more importantly, not only have we been busy, we've been busy with a very big superstar of cyclocross and has been for many years. A multi-time national champion, multi-time world's medalist. Really, 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 really big pleasure to have on the Crosscast as a guest host with us, the one and only Lars van der Haar. So, Lars van der Haar on the Crosscast. You can get there on Spotify. Just put in the Crosscast podcast, Cyclocross podcast. Lars, absolutely fantastic. Gets some great insights into not just the cyclocross scene, but Lars' preferences as well. He was very open and very candid about what he thought. And it was great to have him on board. It's not a polished professional, not say anything but talk like, oh my goodness. It was great having him on. So please, please, please do download the latest episode. It's only a week since it's been out. That was partly deliberate so that we could go into depth with Lars over about the Christmas period, the curse period. So do download it. Really, really great fun to record that. Now, up on to the climb we go. Plenty of feathers being put down here to get up and over the top. It looks like everybody's sitting tight. Nobody's really wanting to shove their head out into the wind, and I am not surprised at the moment. We're still seeing fastest times going down here on the Preem on the way up the climb. Lots of people using up particular power-ups on the way in through. Good to see Samuel Taylor touching his. Sam looking pretty smooth here in that multicolour camo, the green and the blue. Just making his way around. Lots of Tron bikes on here, interestingly. Lazy option, that. Always. There are faster bikes and faster wheel sets, which will mean you have to expend less energy on the route. So John Garfer took to the back of this group. Just going to take a little bit of a look back. I think we've got Ryan Crawley again, just opening his legs up at the back with the orange Tron bike. And the riders at the back here just getting tailed off on this descent. We're going to come whipping around the 180-degree turn. They're just riding in with John Garfoot, one of our members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, the DCG gang, as we roll down onto the straights. And you can see using up that aero at the moment. John Garfoot just kicking that aero in. We're going to go in and through. So it is now going to be 20 laps to the finish, 21 to the end of the ride. There's a 1 lap warm down in there. So quickly in around those turns. Simon Run It, aka Sean, aka 7. Love that 180 corner. Get a right good slingshot off that, indeed you do. So the group into this 90, right, coming past the big screens here, just riding in with John at the moment. Dale Williams in here, Dale coming back in towards some form. We're going to try and get a view of Dale, not super easy. Dale just in the blue with the donuts on the back of his jumper, or are they? I'm sure they're donuts in there, with the pink Tron bike underneath him. Just going to take a little bit of a run, a little bit closer to the back of the group here. Samuel Taylor just holding pretty much the back of the group. He's got Ryan Crawley behind him. Ryan just hovering around the rear here, just picking up the pace, just using it to stretch his legs. Henry Fuller doing much the same. Henry currently sitting in the back of the pack. Henry, another of our regulars on the gang. Will he have the pace to kick in as they go down? Tom Lindley in here in the traditional Lamprey-inspired pink and blue kit, up on to the climb at the moment. But certainly looks to me like this group pretty much all together at the moment. Nobody feeling the pace too much. Got it 2.8 watts per kilo. 3 for Tom as he comes up over the turn on that right-hand turn around the side of the climb. Just kind of forgotten his Christmas jumper. Mate, if I can pull on a Santa Claus, like a Santa Cruz font, Santa Claus t-shirt and a pair of snowman pom-poms, then do you know what? You can manage to jumper. Don't stop for it though. Now is not the time. Okay, in with Russ once again. Russ, the bear on his traditional Pinarello, with the discs on a board on the back, disc at the back, and aero on wheel on the front in the Downing cycling kit. Goes up over the top, just easing off the pedal as he goes through, and then kicking back up again. So just seeing him kicking on at 4 watts per kilo. A little bit of a pause there. That's kind of drop bottle or foam pause. We know he's going to get straight back on again. Russ, of course, from Fuel Club .cc. So just taking a quick break there, Russ, as Alfie Knott nicely tucked in the group here. Good to see Alfie on board, regular rider off-road on the national scene. These riders, though, making the way down in through. Russ just coming up on to the back. So in under the gantry we go. 19 laps to the finish line for the sprint. 19 laps to the finish of the sprint. So here we go. The riders come around that right-hand turn. So right-hand turn here coming in, and Nart goes round there, just moves up alongside Finley Hudson. Will it be Finley's day today? Finley in that tiger stripe. So Finley going off the back of the group, giving it a kick to get into the back of the group. He's going to go on through the roll in through. Should have the fastest time up there, I'm sure. Yep, 20 seconds going from the back to the front. Nice way to get a fastest time up there. And Finley very quick through there, but that's the way to do it. Drop off the back of the group before you come in and squeeze your way up onto the top. He's straight off the pedals, and you saw Finley easing there before he came in through the top. Looks like we're just starting to detach one or two riders as the pace picks up. Just going to take a little bit of a check as we run down through the group at the moment. So Taylor on the back of the group looks like Zach Hutchinson, the rider who's distanced off the back at the moment. Now Zach more than capable of getting himself back on again, but you can see by the gap that's opened up on the front, Finley going through super fast there. Very much easy to have those gaps open right up. We're just going to take a little bit of a look back. I'm seeing one rider just off the back of the pack, but we're going to just keep a check to see if that is the case. Lindley tucked at the back here, rolling down on one of the fastest bike setups here. Specialized S-Works with the DI Arc disc on there. Fastest setup on Zwift pretty much. Now, number of riders getting dropouts on the way through. Riders going through 18 to get into the finish. So we go through, the laps are ticking down. I'll tell you something, this is not going to be full lengths before Rush lets this go surely tonight, because I'll tell you something, this is going to be very, very quick tonight. We're rocketing around the pace at the moment on the very front. Well, that is holding around about the 2.5. I think it's going to start ramping up pretty quickly. We're not losing anybody off the back at the moment. And it's just literally the heat accumulation and the wear and tear that's starting to take its toll on riders, whether they know it or not. Just riding in with Mike Killingsworth. You can just see at the front here rolling about 2.5 watts per kilo. And the pace pretty steady at the moment. Should be troubling anybody, I think, who's on the gang at the minute. I think everybody who's sat on that line and has gone out with the group will be breathing pretty comfy at the moment. Just going to take a little bit of a check. Let's have a hunt for some heart rates. Yep, Mason, he's breathing 138 beats per minute. Just taking a quick check through Keith Richardson. Yeah, 122. So nobody going too deep at the moment. The pace just starting to tick on. You've got to keep rolling in. Tom Lynn is almost at the same heart rate as G, but we do know that Tom Lindley has got a very high top end heart rate. That's going to go well over the 200s. Because we've got Brett Dowtree in here. Good to have Brett back on board on the gang. I'm sure I've just seen Lisa Elliott go through from the Fear gang. Good to see Lisa back in here. And just a little bit of a shout going out from Russ for the guys off the front, just to back it up a little bit. So it looks like they're going to come back in to the fold pretty quickly here. So the group on the descent pretty strung out at the moment. 23 minutes in. Those lap boards just starting to take down. Everybody's heart rate should be going well now. There should be plenty of oxygen in the lungs. Hopefully everybody's legs have spun out and they're now nice and fluid and flexible. All ready to give it a little bit of a kick as we come out. It's going to be interesting when the trigger gets pulled, just how hard that goes. May have to go take a little bit of a check on some of our riders on the way through. Lindley looking pretty comfy in here. So, 17 to the end of the sprint. Just taking a look, Pete Drabble in here. Pete looking pretty comfy in here. Looks like Tim from Full Speed Events is nicely tucked in here as well. Going to be wearing a retro jersey. He actually has this jersey in real life. I'm just going to try and get a view of Tim in there. He's on the look jersey, map hat going backwards. You can just see him tucked in the middle of the pack there. Actually has the genuine real look, the real McCoy, not even a repro, a reproduction, a genuine one. Now, this group working smoothly at the moment. Pace is pretty steady, it has to be said at the moment. There's no real urgency. 36k an hour, 2.3 watts per kilo, pretty much across the board, the maximum that we're seeing here. I think there's going to be a few people feeling like they're going to have to really go hard in the back end of the ride. It's sitting at a pretty consistent pace at the moment. 2 people off the back of the group though now. And as we come around that turn, we're just going to take a look. Is this rider just going off the back? There you go. Hutchinson off the back. It looks like Wayne Barr and Finley Hudson are both going to drop off the back of the group. They're gambling to get off the back to go on the climb. So this is going to give a good indication, and this is great to see. It is going to be a kick up here from Finley Hudson. He's going to go from the very back. He's dropping off further and further back each time, and then using it to get back in and over the line. Surely that's going to be the new fastest time, because he's gone right from the back pretty much to the front, not gone off the front. 17.71. 17.71. That is a very fast time up there. Nicely starting to stretch his legs as he makes his way through. So on our way down, just diving in at the moment. This downhill looking pretty quick. Have we seen anybody else dropping off the back of this group? Doesn't look like it. It's a bit of a gamble sitting at the back. Pete Drabble, one of those off the back. Zach Hutchinson is there. Looks like Zach is going to get back in here. He's leveled pretty much up, I think. Just going to take a little bit of a check. Time check's a bit deceptive. Drabble at the moment coming round that turn. Drabble just going to make his way in towards the line. So Drabble kicks his way in through. We have 16 laps to go. We had 25 to start, so we're heading faster. We're 34 to start. It's going to be very quickly in, and you can see Pete Drabble there just stretching his legs at the back. Be very interesting to see just how fast this goes off from the gun. Chris Cannon, one to watch in a sprint, a very strong rider here, but I suspect, depending on where that trigger is pulled, we're going to see somebody in there. So let's see how the riders go. Well, the group looking like it's starting to string out. There's a few people at the back gambling the way around. Wayne Barr absolutely looking like he's very comfy today. Wayne, consummate mountain biker. Very, very good mountain biker. Great gravel rider, rode at the Gravel World Championships. And one of our regular riders, member of the Donny Chaingang supporters club. Great to see Wayne clearly comfortable and on form. You'll see as we come in towards the climb, Wayne, Harry Hudson, Finley Hudson, Pete Drabble, all off the back waiting. They're going to burn it up from the back to the front. They're going to try not to go off the front of the group. The target here, trying to make the most of the pace on the climb, put a good time up the climb without going off the front of the group. 17.71, the fastest time up here. And I have to say, that is a blisteringly quick time. I'm not sure that will get beaten once the trigger is pulled by Russ. We'll see if that's been brought down any more this time around. So it was 17.71. It's 15.93. So it's absolutely getting taken apart at the moment. Harry Hudson showing that Finley is definitely not necessarily the quickest in the family. Harry Hudson with a great sprint on there. That's how often are they going to do that as we move through? We're approaching half an hour. Remember, this will not take as long as a normal Chaingang because this is absolutely flying tonight. We are going to be, I suspect, sub 1 hour tonight for pretty much everybody. I think the leading time will be a lot less than that. This group on the descent now. Check the mass map. Yeah, oh, no, definitely not. Thing is, we are not quite at half distance, but we are definitely going at a relatively pedestrian pace for this course. We're currently still sub 3 watts per kilo. And that is going to go very, very quick indeed. So I think pretty much everybody should go in underneath the hour at the moment. Absolutely still flying. It's a very rapid course, this. At the moment. So, Neil, this was the course for his very first DCG. My goodness. What a baptism of fire. Mr. Mason, I think it's going to be 1 hour 15. Really? Really? They've got pigs in blankets to go to and crackers to pull and things like that. So we have indeed got new riders in with us. First, Donny Chaingang in today. A baptism of fire for some. And that's Munib Janjua. Well done. Welcome, Munib. Munib joining us here. And doing a great job here on the gang. Nicely tucked in with the group. Just watching him making his way through here. Heart rate 158, 78 revs per minute. We're kicking at good, just 300 watts, so going to be really interesting. I'm loving the fact that we've got Zach Hutchinson's finally got Zwift on his gaming laptop with the in-game graphics at max. Yes, if in doubt, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Get yourself a gaming laptop and watch the graphics. We are very lucky in the studios that we have, very lucky, cost us a fortune, very expensive bits of kit. And has to be said, Very interesting. Now, Tom Linley has just set a new fastest time up there. Beat that, Harry. They've been playing who can set the fastest time. Tom Linley's just set the fastest. I just missed it coming off of the screens there. But I take it that is the new fastest time up that little bit of a climb. Will anybody else dare do that? Will anybody else dare go off the back? We will see. Harry Hudson next lap. So, if you wanted to practice your sprint, Harry Hudson is just flagging himself up there. He's going to have a little bit of a dig at the back on the next lap. Well done, Harry. Pete Drebble will be playing this game soon, I'm sure. So, can you drop off the back? What time can you set up there? So Craig Forrester just knowing out of one of our regulars on the gang. Great to see lots of the brothers on bikes, jerseys about. Wayne Barr is the next category. Russ is like, stop playing silly beggars or you get banned. They're not going off the front though. Well, they shouldn't be going off the front. The aim is, I think your time should be disqualified if you don't manage to not go off the front. If you go off the front of the group, then you're banned. That's it. Game over. You've had it. Your time doesn't count. It only counts if you don't fly off the front. No comment. So they're going on to the climb. Let's have a little look. There's a couple of coffee being put in there. Coffee break time. People at 35 minutes doing that. Mr. Byrne in there. So plenty of coffee breaks being put in to take the chance, the opportunity. Well, you could grab a coffee. I've got mine on the go at the moment. Get yourself fueled up. Make sure you've got your machine working properly. If you need any tips on a coffee machine, make sure you see Russ. Dive on the Rocket Espresso, the Pro Espresso site. Don't forget, of course, this brought to you by Russ. Russ's bright idea. Let's have the Chaingang on the on Zwift. And we've been working with Russ since the start, from the very early testing days with the Downey Cycling Club runs right the way through to now. Neil from the Crosscast, always a cup of tea from the start of the gang. No, don't do tea. Why would you do tea? So a great helicopter shot as we come around the side. The lap times continuing to tick their way along. The times were getting quicker and quicker, but they seem to have just eased off a little bit here. So round they go. Russ setting himself a new PR on the way through there, a 3:05. Been a while since I think a lot of our riders have actually been on the gang at the moment, and that pace just starting to pull up a little bit here. Russ just moving in towards the front. So many people ready to take a turn, have a little bit of a pull. And I think Russ just starting to wind up. He's at 3.6 watts per kilo there as he just pulled his way in to the front of the group. They're lined out behind Russ from the fuel tub. That'll make a great screenshot if Russ is ready with the camera. This Russ leads down with a beacon over his head on the Chaingang. Don't forget you can come and join us every Tuesday for members of the DCG gang. Every Thursday is the open event. You just need to register and not play too much silly what's it's too much. Don't forget, of course, that we also have the WoW Chaingang, the Women Only Wednesdays Chaingang, powered by Full Speed Events, born from the Donny Chaingang and now all grown up. Ooh, a few coffee cups going in there. So up on to the top, taking that right hand, left hand turn section here, tight right on the climb left up towards the top. And then the right hand turn takes you into the banners. And again, a few people just stretching their legs in there. 14.15 is the fastest time. Mr. Mason, you've got to go a bit quicker than that. You're 0.1 of a second off. 10th of a second off the fast time. Will they survive once the trigger is pulled? Not sure that they will, but we will see. It's a bit tricky to tell, depends on how everybody's going. So here we are on the way back down in towards the twists and turns. I am loving the message from Neil. I did see it come up on the screen. I just reread it just to make sure it was right. And when he gave his leaving speech at work, he literally said that his biggest achievement was bringing a decent coffee machine into the building without getting himself fired. Well done, Neil. Congratulations, mate. Right, here we go. To quote the great Russ Darren, we are on our way in towards the straight. When will that trigger get pulled? It can't be long. Surely we're heading in towards that 14-minute marker. It's sped up. We are going a little bit quicker each time through here. The only rider sub 3 minutes at the moment was Finley Hudson, who pulled his way back on the way. He'd been distanced actually on the early stages of the ride. Got himself back on again now. Twitchy time. Everybody's starting to get nervous. Waiting for that trigger. Will it be 3 Gs? Will it be 3 Hs? Will it be 3 Ns for some people? We will see. But whether you're going to have a no, whether you're going to have a ho, or whether it will be those 3 Gs, we will see very shortly indeed. It's looking very tricky. A few people just dropping coffee breaks in. Brave move at this moment in time. Considered to be bad form. No rules against it, but it is considered to be bad form to use the coffee break to enable you to stay with the group. The pack, though, look at this. This is a Gruppo Compacto at the moment. And I tell you something, you've got to work to stay somewhere up near the front of the group here, because the churn is something else to see. You can see it's rolling around here as every time we come in a corner, every time we come around a turn, you're seeing a movement, you're seeing the pack roll its way in and through. This is about making sure that you're going to get into a position. We're up above the riders at the moment on the climb. We're just in with Russ. Russ dropping a whole load of thumbs up down there. That has got to be a Russ with the ride on as they make their way up through the climb, taking that right-hand turn. Now, is everybody together? Looks like they are. Our screen showing everyone together. So, Russ teasing everybody last time around the lap. He's just making his way around this right tight turn. We're going to go underneath the banner and out on to the course proper with Russ in the lead. The riders are all lined up behind him. And the group is just about back together again. It is a little bit longer after that climb. It has to be said. You can see that top right-hand side of your screen. Now it's time to drop in to the descent. You can see at the top of that descent an 8%. Just taking a little bit of a look behind the group. It's not looking like it's too many people gambling now off the back of that group. So right-hand turn accomplished. Stu Wilson right up on the front by the look of it there, along with Mick Clark nicely in the gang. Gary Parish Plunkett in there, Downing tucked near the front. Remember, this is the lap board coming up on the right-hand side, showing 12 to the finish, which means it's 11 laps. And the go has got it. It's go. It is go. Ho, ho, ho. It is Christmas. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your fun, ladies and gents, because it's time to hit the afterburners. The kick has come on the front, and it looks to me like this is going to be absolutely frantic. You can see at the moment that Lindley is right on the heels of Alfie. Looks like Tim from Full Speed Events quickly marking that out along with Russ Downing. Now, who's going to take this out there into the turns here? Are they going to let the rider on the front go? Full Speed Events unleashing its secret weapon on to the course. A rider who has been the junior champion, the league winner of the Nuts Derby Cyclocross, somebody who spends their time working for Warner Bros. Discovery. Could be very interesting. Can they hold in with this group? At the moment, though, the gap is opening up in front, and it's Byrne who's put the kick in over the top here. So Byrne has opened it up. This is going to be brutal, because that was a massive kick there by Byrne from Sitwell. Got a gap now over the top, about 4 seconds to the chasers behind. It is absolutely fractured. They are in bits and pieces. Take a look at that helicopter shot. You can see that as they came up over the top after the go, the pressure really has been on. Booker in there, Williams in there, Nathan from Velabas in there, Ryan Crawley, Wayne Barr, Henry Fuller in the group. We've got Drabble in there, Lindley's in there. It is a real who's who of riders at the moment. We have got Downing in this pack as well by the look of it. So in with Russ at the moment, and this is the time to really brace yourselves, because after that initial kick, are we going to see another group form? This is the initial selection. It looks about 25 riders strong, but behind them, they are in 6s and 7s. You can see that this group is going to fracture and reform, and the pace at the front, well, they're holding about 5.5 watts per kilo. The pressure on now. Parish Plunkett goes through in the lead. It's 10 laps to go. I'll tell you something, this is the fastest lap by so many people as they make their way in through the line here. We're just going to take a look. This is the nearest chasing group. I think we're going to just try and take a little bit of a run up to the back of the main group. So I make it 29 riders in the leading group. I think Downing is off the front. There are 29 riders behind. That means that this is going to get tactical as it comes into the climb again. Russ has gone for this, though, and I'll tell you something. He's got off the front. He's got a bit of a gap here. So Downing has 3 seconds. Is this going to be where Russ can solo clear? Is he going to do what we saw? We've seen very rarely where a rider is able to lap the entire field. We've seen it in a few crits, Guildford crits in the National Crit Series. Ben Chilton managed to do that to pretty much all but 3 of the top 3 riders in the National Crit Series. So that was a lap of 950 metres, not 1.9k. So up, taking that right-hand turn. Russ chucks the anvil in to get rid of it before he goes through. He's going to have picked another one up. Now, let's see. Keith Richards saying, as Russ would say, don't panic. Well, Finley Hudson's just gone up there. He's absolutely flown over the top. This is what's left of that chasing group at the moment. Remember, the chasing group was 29 riders strong. Just going to try and take a little bit of a check here, because I think this is going to be still pretty much the same here. I think Rob Osborne just round the back of the group with Henry Fuller. It is fracturing, though, and there's a split happening about halfway down at the moment. We're just working our way up, and on this descent, there is a gap starting to open. So gaps opening up, the leaders on the way down in towards that lap marker again. Simon Oxenham just tucked in nicely in with that leading group behind Simon. You can see that there are two groups almost starting to form here. It's 9 laps to go to the finish. 9 laps to go to the finish. Who's going to be in contention come the finish? These are the leaders that go through. Brett Dowtry's just about to see him, I think, coming up behind him, because at the moment you can just see this group. You can see the back of it is just starting to fracture. You cannot let the wheels go here. You've got to hold those wheels. You cannot let any gaps go at the moment. You've got to get in the wheels. 6 meters, remember, is the distance that you need. The pressure is on. Downing in here. Samuel Taylor is in here with the group. Is that group going to reform? I think they are. I think they're going to come back together again just before they hit the climb. There has been some damage done. I think it's going to be Hill who is out of the back of that group. The leading group, though, with Crawley and co. are in here. They're about to take the left turn, then it's a right turn, and they're going to be back on the climb. Who's going to wind it up on the climb this time around? We're going to jump in with Simon Oxenham as we come on to the climb here. Let's see who goes. Downing's gone. Kick from Downing. Oxenham's answering him, though. He can see Downing in front. Behind him, they're holding the pack. So Russ has kicked. Lindley's going over the top as well here. Drabble is on the wheel, so Russ has gone. Followed by Lindley, followed by Drabble. Then it's Oxenham. Then it's going to be Dale Williams. Isaac Oliver taking a move up as well. Looks like Samuel Taylor in there, Harry Hudson. And the groups are really starting to fracture. The kicks up here. It's so deep coming up over the top. You've got to be pushing. And it looks like it is starting to split off a few of the riders here. They're just in with Neil from the Crosscast at the moment. He's hanging around the back of that group. Now I think Keith Richardson could be in trouble. He's in the orange at the moment. I think he's on the back of the group, and I think Tim from Full Speed Events just off the back. He's got company though. He's got Sadler, he's got Wilson for company, so they need to keep pushing. It may be that they can get back to the group, but when you're off on this course, the odds are that you are off, and you cannot let those wheels go. So difficult to ride this great course and stay with the leaders now. Booker tucked in here, looking good at the moment. He's 50 minutes in to his ride here at the moment. They are continuing to come in and round. Looks like John Woodbridge, likely to see him coming up in his tail view mirror. There's going to be a lot of people, I think, going to see this group coming at pace as we see Oliver just starting to stretch his legs on the front here. That's Alfie not right in there. Parish Plunkett in there. Isaac Oliver is in there. Simon Oxenham in there. Let's see how they go. Remember, if you are distance, grab yourself some company and then go as fast as you can. Team time trial less. See where you can finish up. Get that position marked down. And then let's see. Can you improve it? Can you get yourself in a top 10 on this course? Take some doing top 5 is mind-blowing. If you can take the win here, you know that you are on some good form, because it is an absolutely brutal course. We're in with Downing at the moment. He's taking these turns at the moment. I think you're going to see that Russ is going to hit the climb on the front again. He's just gone and ghosted. A ghosting doesn't work when you've got fire socks, though, because there he is, just in that little spot there. Lindy coming up alongside him as they come up and through. Russ is going to re-pop up. We'll stay with him. There he goes. He's back in the room. And Russ ghosts his way up to the top, gets rid of the ghost on the climb, because there's only one place that a ghost is any use. When you're kicking off the front into the finale here, it's a good move. If you want to see it used to perfection, have a quick look on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel at the Wow Chaingang yesterday. An absolute flyer. Brilliant to see, great use of it, and it worked to perfection. but used right in near the end. Now, anvils being thrown down here to use them to get the pace, to get a little bit of a break on the way through. Looks to me like Crawley, one of those riders, just slamming those on the floor, making sure that they can get as much recovery. They know that they're going to get another power up as go around the right-hand turn. Interesting to see people throwing the rollers away, throwing away the steamroller that flattens the cobbles out. We're coming down in towards the course, and looks like Simon Oxenden taking off on the right-hand gutter there. Downing right alongside him. Oxenden's got the steering engaging top. By the way, he's zigzagging 7 laps to the final sprint with 1 lap for warm down. Oxenden at the moment, you can see he's got the steering on. He's going to be trying to shake them off his tail, using that very difficult thing to do, though, out on the course. Russ tucked in here. Your leading group, remember, it's not all that long ago. This was 29 riders. So we're just going to take a little bit of a look. It's down to 21 riders. Russ should be in 21st position. He is. So 21 riders in contention. So in those last few laps, we've lost about 10 riders off the back of the group. It means that now time is counting. A quick reminder that Russ will be out on the Chaingang on the outside, the outdoors Saturday Chaingang, the traditional Donny Chaingang is going to be doing that this coming Saturday. That is going to be the 23rd. We're going to have the members only ride on the Tuesday. We're going to have the WOW Chaingang on Wednesday. We're going to have the main Donny Chaingang open to all registered riders on the Thursday. And we've got lots of shows in between, and I'm going to be dropping in to the World Cup coverage at Hulls for the cyclocross. Don't forget to jump on board there. Make sure, if you remember, you use those discounts. At the moment, 30% off the OTE, and big discount now. Who's been fueling up with the right stuff? Tom Lindley definitely has. He's taken away Drabble. It looks like he's taken away 1 or 2 here, but it's not necessarily enough. Isaac Oliver of the Yombog crew in the blue is in here. So you've got Drabble, you've got Oliver, you've got Lindley. They've got the gap at the moment. Finley Hudson bridging across. Then it's Taylor, Nathan, Harry Hudson, Wayne Barr in there, Alfie Knott, Parish Plunkett's in there, Booker's in there, Williams is in there, Crawley is in there, and it looks to me like the gaps have gone. Oh, not quite. So Tim Burney putting that early kick over the top. Not quite on the wheels, but he's going to make it. Sean Moss made it, so Moore has made it. Followed then by Tim Byrne. Then it's Downing, then it's Sharp, then it's Neil from the Crosscast, and that's going to be the last rider in touch at the moment. So Neil from Gritty from the Crosscast in his jersey on his way down. 6 laps to go to the final sprint. 6 laps to the final sprint. This is going to be tough stuff. The fastest lap time at the moment in for Tim Byrne. You can see the orange jersey by the side. We just dropped him a ride on for that achievement. But this now is about working out when you're going to go, where you're going to go. Do you save it all for the end? Where do you push hard? You can see these riders continuing to squeeze. Now, we've gone from 29, we've gone down to 20. Taylor is at the back of the group. It's still the same, 20 in here. But this is going to be brutal, excuse me. It's going to be an absolutely brutal push into the finish here. So a quick reminder, if you're in a group, find yourself some pace, find yourself a gap. Find a rider to ride with, and then don't forget you need to sprint for the finish with 1 lap left to go. Going to be really, really important now. The move on the front is starting to come. Russ is trying to mark it out. It looks to me like Russ goes over the top now. Lindley's on his heels immediately behind him. Lindley in the pink and blue. Russ kicks and pushes over the top here. And I think we've got Isaac Oliver right in behind him. He has made the junction. Booker is down chasing here. He's at 1 second. He's got to get across here. So 3 riders about to find themselves joined by 2, if not 3 others. So at the moment, it's Isaac Oliver. It is going to be Russ Downing. It's Tom Lindley. It's going to be Booker. I think it's going to be Drabble in there. Oxenham's definitely made the junction. We're just going to run back Harry Hudson in there. And that looks like Tim Byrne has made the group. Who's not in there? Crawley's not quite there. He's just having to push on. And remember, every time the riders are having to make this effort to get across the back, that is when it takes its toll. Looks like Alfie Knott has gone from the group. Neil from the Crosscast has gone. But they are not that far behind. We're going to take a look behind as they come around this turn. You can just see the remnants of the chasing group. These are the riders who are trying to make their way in and through. We're going to get up above them if we can. And at the moment, Knott is trying to come across the group with Neil from the Crosscast. Samuel Taylor is in this group as well. They are going to make the junction, but they've been distanced on that climb that time round and over the top. And usually it's for a reason. It's a sign of impending doom if you do have to chase all the way through to the end. When you're out and racing on this course on Swift, really, really key that you make sure you are riding, try and stay near the front. It's a bit like riding a devil take the hindmost on the track, or elimination as it's called now. Closer you stay up near the front, more chance you have not getting distance. Russ squeezing on and then easing his way off the front. Isaac Oliver marking out those moves. Isaac Oliver has marked every move out so far. He has not been the one to instigate it, but he has been the one who has been sat watching, marking, and making sure he's covering everything. Hudson has been marking out. Drabble has been marking out. Are they prepared to leave it to a sprint? Time is running out. So my maths is rubbish as always. Good to see the bang on the head has not changed that in the slightest. So I think Mr. Mason's estimate is more likely to be correct than mine. One day we'll come in under the hour and my mince pies won't be cold. So Isaac Oliver in with Downing. Downing's put a squeeze over the top there at 7.5 watts per kilo just to get himself up and out of trouble, riding that really smoothly. And I think everybody has stayed in touch this time. I'm just going to take a little bit of a run towards the back. Neil from the Crosscast is rider number 19 here. He's still in with this group, nicely tucked in here. And at the moment, he has not been distanced from this group. The gaps, though, what's happening is opening on these roller coasters, and they're having to chase all the way back down. And if somebody lets this wheel go more than they are at the moment, they could be in trouble. Downing is at the back of the lead group. It's Sharp who's squeezing his way across with Moore. They're the riders who are being the ones who are having to do that bit of a push. They're going to make it. And this is where, if you're not up near the front, you could be in trouble. So through they go. Remember, we finish at 1 lap to go with the final sprint, but we will then have 1 lap of warm down to do. So 4 laps to go to the final sprint. 4 laps to go to the final sprint. The leaders in and through. The pressure is slightly off, I think, at the moment. Not for long. But the gaps have opened again on that downhill and on that descent, but it's still a pretty big pack that's got back together as they're coming in here at the minute. So we're going to go in. We're in with Nathan. We're in with Lindley. We're going to try and sit in with Russ, who's on the back of the group. 20 riders in contention. 20 riders in the pack. Downing. So it's in with the group coming around the turn. Now, key to riding this hill successfully is not to just ride at the hill. It's to come from the back of the pack on the flat fast section and use it to slingshot your way. A bit like the lunar module did in Apollo 13. It used gravitational force of the moon to slingshot around the back of the moon and come back in towards Earth. You need to do the same here. Key is come from the back through to the front on the fast section. That is a way to get your attack in. Now, Pete Drabble squeezing his way up on to the top of the climb. He's with Lindley. Is this where he pushes and keeps on pushing? He's off the pressure there, but Russ has gone over the top at 10.5 watts per kilo there. He had the rollers in. He's got it. He's got that steep roller engaged. He put that in the base of the climb. It means that he's gone over the top, and it's Drabble who is left chasing at 9.5 watts per kilo. Downing eases off. Drabble continues to push. He's got Oliver on the wheels. This is going to be a decisive moment in the ride here, because behind Drabble, I think Lindley's going to make his way across, and this is the group that now have the work to do. It's going to be Crawley who is chasing at the moment. Near the blue top on there. You've got Alfie not starting to make a move. You've got Dale Williams in there. You've got Wayne Barr, the rider that we're in with at the moment. Greg Booker is in there as well. Looks like Finley Hudson in this group. Looks like Harry Hudson in here. And Neil from the Crosscast, he's hanging on by his fingertips here. This is going to be tough stuff now. They've got to keep on squeezing because they are coming in towards the line here. So here we go. 4 laps, 3 laps to the finish of the final sprint. 3 laps to the final sprint. Nathan from Velabant's absolutely flying, clearly inspired by the cross scene at the moment. Looking good. Crawley in here. Crawley just losing out when those wheels opened. He's the man with the flat cap on, with the pink shoulders, light blue jersey on. Who's your money on though? As these riders come round, the pace has come back down, 3.5 watts per kilo. As these riders take a deep breath, sucking up the oxygen, trying to get it into their legs at the moment that the leading group as they come through. It is 20 riders strong, 20 riders strong. They really are going to have to push hard here to keep themselves up at the front of the ride. And a move there, that's Drabble who's gone. Drabble has gone down the road here. We're going to try and get right up to him. It's not as easy as it sounds. Drabble went early, and it's gone after Isaac Oliver, who ghosted off the front. Oliver ghosted his way clear, and this is a response by Drabble. Isaac Oliver through, I think surely that was a ghosting. Maybe not. Maybe he just put a straight attack in there. Drabble has gone after him. So Isaac Oliver, Pete Drabble are up the road behind. They are left chasing. Downing ghosts his way across. Nobody saw Downing bridge in there because he put another ghost in to get across. 3 riders at the front, and now the pressure is on Lindley. Lindley's trying to get onto the wheels before they keep on pushing. Can he make it? He's got to get on those wheels. Byrne makes it, Crawley makes it, Lindley makes it. Who else is going to get across this gap? Finley Hudson is there with Booker. They're trying to come across the gap at the moment. You can see they're engaging the draft at the moment. They need a wheel to hang on to for that to actually work. Now, Oxenham nearly in touch here. Is it going to be Oxenham? Surely Simon Oxenham is going to win one of these. One of these days it's going to happen. But they have got the work cut out, because this group in front, I think now, realise that this could be a fantastic selection being made here. Can they hold this together? Drabble immediately drops to the back. 7 riders in contention. Behind, they are chasing. Oxenham is leading the chase. He's in position 8. He's made the group. Wayne Barr is going to make the group. He's the 9th rider to make the back wheels. It's going to be Greg Booker. He will make it 10. Then it's a big gap behind. You can see it's a big group behind as well. Can they get back across? 2 laps before we get into our final sprint. 2 groups in the lead of the race at the moment. You've got a leading pack. You can see them underneath that yellow pillar of light. It looks to me like there's a push coming from behind from Harry Hudson, who's trying to bridge his way across. So on the right-hand side goes Booker. Then it's going to be Hudson. Hudson makes it 11. And can the rest of this group get there? They're working really hard to come across here. Parish Plunkett is really doing a good job on the front. Then it's going to be more Not Williams. Neil from the Crosscast in there. Samuel Taylor in there as well. They are desperate to get on to the wheels before they hit the climb. They don't want to have made that effort right the way in and on to the climb. This is going to be tough stuff there on the way in now. So, who's going to hold this? We are on 2 laps to go to that final sprint. Less than 2 laps, in fact. We're going to take the right-hand turn. Here we go, on to the cobbles. This is about having the pace. It's having the speed. It's being in the right place at the right time. Drabble is on his way up at 10 watts per kilo, but we're seeing big numbers up on the front. It's literally just holding him in position at the moment as they come up over the top with 2 to go. Are we going to see a little bit of a false dawn here for some of the riders, because they're not actually going to see the end and see the daylight at the end, because this is just a little bit of a pause in the offensive as they come up over the top. They are lapping riders on the way through now, such is the pace of this leading group. But at the moment, it's looking like they are all together. They're just about, everyone's just about made contact here. Booker in touch in here. Downing is in here. There's a lot of riders who are in. Looks like Dale Williams lasted longer than he thought. And we're going to just take a little bit of a run through. Neil from the Crosscast is in, and I tell you what, there's some confusion here. They've caught a big group. This has given the advantage to anybody who had looked up the road and thought about this, and I think our leading rider is going to be Isaac Oliver. He's made his way through this group at the right time. Will everybody make it as they go through? They're coming down. It is 1 lap left to go. 1 lap left to go. We are on the last lap of the Donny Chaingang. It is 1 lap left to go. The riders go underneath the archway. They take the left turn. It's only a limited number of corners. Once more up that climb. Tim Byrne, an absolute flying ride here today. He's right up with this front group, but this is where it's going to count. Who can kick over the top of that climb? Who can hold it then to the finish? These are your leading riders. Pretty much everybody in that front 20 has come back together again with the pausing. They've picked up lapped riders on the way through just to add to the confusion. This is going to make things very, very interesting indeed in this group. Who's your money on? Will it be Drabble? Will it be Isaac Oliver? Not long to find out. We're riding in with Isaac Oliver in the pink there. Downing's gone over the top. Downing's gone for the early attack here. So it's Downing who started to light this up quite literally as he burns his way on to the cobbles. We're looking to see who can come at any kind of pace to take it away from him as they come up over the top. We're looking to see some monstrous pace coming over, but I tell you something, Booker has got over the top there in the lead at the moment, and this is going to come down to a sprint. He has not broken on the top. I think we're going to see a kick here from Byrne. Byrne just pushes over the top there. He's got Isaac Oliver on his wheel, and he's going to be left in the position of being lead-out man if he's not careful. So this is going to come down to a sprint. It's going to come down to what the riders can do. There are riders in contention, people like Booker, like Harry Hudson, but the kick has gone. Now, this is a kick from Byrne. Byrne has gone early here. He's the rider in the yellow. Over the top comes Drabble, though. Drabble has kicked over. Has Byrne got a response to this, man? Our camera's trying to get in front of Drabble here. Such is the base. Pete Drabble, well, what a way to finish off the year. Pete Drabble comes underneath. He wins the Chaingang. It's going to be a fantastic second place for Tim Byrne, third for Oliver, fourth and fifth being contested at the moment. Oh, so close there as Lindy comes in sharp. Both Hudsons come through. Crawley comes through. It's going to be the run for the line. Downing goes through. Then Barr comes through in 13th. What a finish. English in underneath the line. Then it's going to be a nil from the Crosscast as they come through with 1 lap to go. Remember, that is the key. We are going to run our way back up through the groups. A fantastic ride here today by that leading group in the front of there. Not comes through to finish. He is going to be done. Sonia Inslee on the way down on the descent. Now, it's going to be really tricky to cover absolutely everybody here today, but we are going to have an attempt to do that. If you are about to lead the ride because you've got yourself in and through, in with that leading group, got to say well done. A quick reminder, make sure you get signed up for the DCG gang. Support the people who support your sport. They're down at the bottom of your screen. 1080, Goodyear bike tyres, Halo, Nonners, Gritty and OTE. all giving discounts, all looking after the members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. So please do, if you get the chance, jump on board, join the gang, and help us keep the show on the road. Now, lots of riders on the warm down, lots of riders making their way round. That was an absolutely brutal day here on the Chaingang. Plenty of riders coming in and through. Hopefully everybody gets to remember where their finish was and how far into the ride they are. Mick Hawkins, I think, done and dusted. I'm going to try and work my way back to get us back down in towards the finish. Look like Tim's got another lap to go, but please, 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 guys, really, really a big, big thank you from Russ and I. If you've donated in the last 2, 3 years, 4 years nearly, if you have been a member, thank you very, very much indeed. Without your support, Russ and I just can't devote the time, and we can't source all the kit that makes the Chaingang work. We can't look after our members. If you're new to the Chaingang today, boy, you picked an absolute cracker of a ride here today, and a massive thank you to you for coming and joining us. A quick reminder, Tuesdays is members only on the Chaingang for the members of the DCG Supporters Club, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. Thursdays for everybody who registers. We have great discounts, we have giveaways, I have lots going to the people who are in there. If you want to know how to do it, you can go the same place that you register. It is www.buyaticket.at/fullspeed-events, whether you're going on the WoW Chaingang or somewhere. Look out for a new special for the members. That's going to be coming out between Christmas and the New Year, so you need to keep your eye out for that. And thank you from Neil, one of our key sponsors from Gritty, the guys riding in from 1080, Shelley from Cambrian Tyres, now the guys Josh Mayland from Halo, Stefano and Maurizio from Nonnas, Neil and Caroline from Gritty, and of course Annie, Max and all the gang at OTE. Now, we are going to take a little bit of a run round. We're trying to attempt to catch everybody on the way through. Well done to everybody on the way through. If you are riding in towards the finish at the moment, please, 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 guys, remember that you have got to keep on pushing all the way in to the line. That's really, really key. If you're coming around the turn, it does make a difference. So looks like Mr. Ridley coming on his way through to the finish. Brilliant to see. Remember, a quick reminder, take a quick check back. You may be able to see it on the feed if you're watching. If you replay it on the way in, your position shown on the side of where you are at the moment in the road. That's going to be pretty accurate as you make your way in and through. But remember, it's a ramp workout. It may well turn into a race. Of course, it always turns into a race. Have a great time. If you want some listening whilst you're sat on the bike, don't forget, of course, that the latest episode of the Crosscast is out. We'd love you to download it, to share it, to send it to all of your friends. If they're into cyclocross, introduce them to the Crosscast. If you're not into cyclocross, have a listen. Some really interesting insights into some of the big stars like Lars van der Haar and co, as well as organisers. We've got new riders, we've got youngsters, we've got international riders, we've got domestic riders. We try and have a real mix, so there's something for everybody. But please do have a listen, have a download, give it a like, give it a share, and if you really do like it, you can always buy a coffee, which helps cover the streaming and the software costs of the show. So, our riders making the way down in towards finishing. Alfie not on his way down. Nathan from Velabans, good to see the Velabans crew out and about at Namur. Nick Hawkins is on his way down. Looks like Backhouse is on his way as well. So John Garford diving down here. John's going to be job done for him. Keith Richardson, part of the gang that bring you the Tuesdays. A big thank you to Keith, to Andrew, to Tracy, to Vin, as well as everybody who's jumped on board. Had the pleasure of riding on Tuesday on the ride. Keep an eye out. We do aim on riding as many as we can on the way through. It does happen. So a quick reminder, make sure that you spin your legs out. Good to see Tim from Full Speed Events making his way in underneath the line. It's going to be job done for him. And remember, it's all about spinning those legs out. It will make you faster. It will make you quicker. It will make those legs as easy. It is the Donny Chaingang. Seeing Steve Wilson coming in here. Steve, one of our regular riders, another of the riders who we know has been out racing, getting quicker and quicker. Great to see it on the gang. John Gale making his way in towards the line. Greg Booker. I think those legs are going to be sore right up in that front group on his way round. Good to see Alan Parsons with us this time round, as well as Andy Keyworth. Henry Fuller pulling up at the side of the Robo Spin. Dixon Moore doing the same, spinning those legs out. Sonia Inslee easing them over. If you fancy having a ride out and round, don't forget you can jump on board at the Saturday Chaingang. That's going to be out, heading out and round. See the pages. Follow us on social media for that. Don't forget, of course, as our riders make their way in and round, we are getting ready to head off. So a massive well done to all of our riders who've been out on the circuit. Mr. Woodbridge just chasing the runner in front here. And that is going to be Munib. So Munib, I hope you've had a great ride here on the Chaingang, and hopefully we will see you back again soon. I hope you're going to enjoy the next few days, and hopefully get some riding in the outside world. John Woodbridge, we know, is always going to be out and about on the bike. Sonia Inslee, we can't keep her off the bike. You go to see Alan Parsons in as well. But as they all start to make their way round, to start to spin their legs out here, everybody in and through the line and into their warm-up, it leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Full Speed Events channel. I'm going to be back on Sunday. We're on the Mike Studios back in use on Sunday. Don't forget, we've got Crosscast coming up. We've got lots more esports. The Chaingang, though, it's back on Tuesday for the members only. Followed up then by our riders going out on this ride, the open to all riders who register. That's going to be on next Thursday. So please do join us then. A massive thank you to Gritty for supporting the riders. A big thank you to Russ for leading the ride. Give us a follow on social media to see what we're all up to. But from me, Matt Payne, from Russ, from all of the gang, if you celebrate Christmas, have a great time. If you don't celebrate and you want to talk, don't forget the Chaingang is there for you. We'll see you very shortly. Goodbye.